Oh, beautiful people, how are you today? Today is another episode of Relaxation Raunchy Relationship Podcast with me, Ingrid Galloway, and with my awesome guest, come from the land far, far away called Maryborough, Queensland. Her name is Alison Dunlop. She is a kinesiologist and a creator of Alison Dunlop Kinesiology. Um, in case you don't know what kinesiology is, it is an energetic healing technique which balances and heals the body on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. Kinesiology uses a gentle method called muscle testing, and it determines where there are disturbances or blockages in the body's energy. And it also determines how to rectify these imbalances. So I'm very excited to have Alison here because she is passionate about helping people to fulfill the most important relationship of their life, the relationship with themselves. You know how much I'm so passionate with the intimate relationship, and it has to start with the relationship with yourself, with ourselves. Otherwise, you can't love somebody else, right? So she also has created a range of essences called Inspired by Angel Essences to emotionally support her clients. I love supporting my clients physically and like mentally, and she loves supporting clients emotionally. So we go really well together. And also Allison's delivering her sessions face to face or online via Zoom, and she will have an online course called Six Steps to Your Sixth Sense. Sounds very mysterious, but welcome, Alison.
Thank you so much, Ingrid, and it's so lovely to be here, and you're bright and chirpy this morning. So I'd like to introduce you, Ingrid.
Yep.
Ingrid Galloway, she is the founder, relationship coach, and chief relaxation officer of KAHYANGAN, which means heaven. So that just sounds lovely. She's been a relationship coach for 12 years and a spa therapist for 22 years, and that's mainly in five-star hotel spas in Sydney. So she's used to looking after thousands of highly stressed clients from all over the world. Well, that sounds exciting, Ingrid. She practices from KAHYANGAN in Sydney and from clients' homes, offices, and hotel rooms, both online and from retreat locations. So that sounds awesome. Her work has always focused on stress, relaxation, and relationships. She has a kind soul, always seeking to reach out to support the healing process for many stressed people, loving and not so loving couples, also for broken-hearted singles and stressed out parents that cross her path. She does one-on-one coaching sessions, group workshops, and virtual retreats, as well as in-person retreats. So you're right, Ingrid, we are both on the same page with supporting people with their relaxation and stress.
Wonderful. And people also, Alison, I'm so excited with my upcoming couples retreat, right? In September 2021 in North Arm Coast, that is a few hours up north from Sydney. And Alison will provide some sessions on a special price, to help gain clarity, I think. And I'm just so blessed to have met Alison, and we'll be collaborating with her together using her skills and expertise. Wonderful. Question, Alison, what is your why? Why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do? I absolutely love to help and inspire people and motivate people to actually be the best versions of themselves, to help create positive change for them and help them lead more fulfilling lives, okay? I love assisting people create new patterns because we don't realize it, that we often are working on patterns from the past and they're subconscious patterns. So I help to identify what they are and help people to be able to move forward into a more positive way And yet, the most exciting thing is being able to help people feel better about themselves, have confidence, and let go of the stress in their lives. So when we're talking about couples, like you mentioned earlier, your relationship is more fulfilled if you yourself as a person are fulfilled.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it's really true that we have various patterns that we don't realize, and then it plays up. We carry I call them baggage. We carry the baggage from childhood, and then when you're together with your partner in this new relationship, or relationships have been happening for some time, then we carry all that baggage and then just throw it in the mix to make it juicier or more platonic.
That's exactly correct. Exactly correct.
Question for me.
Do you have three tips for the viewers at all, Ingrid?
Certainly. Been talking about couples. I have 3 tips for resolving conflict this time. Yeah, specifically about listening. Now, sorry guys, but I'm just going to mention your name. Guys, typically, ladies, this is about you, because you cannot listen. Like, you may be hearing noises or voices, but you're not really listening. But mind you, this lesson is both for ladies and gentlemen, not just for the gentlemen. Tip number 1, listening. If you want to resolve conflict, very important, listening. But what kind of listening? You need to listen properly to your partner's story without any debate. Okay? Listen thoroughly to what their story is, to your partner's story is. It seems really simple, but not always easy to do, because our tendency is we tend to jump, say Alison is my partner, for example. Alison tells me her, her sad story, this is my feeling, and then I just tend to quick to jump at it, without letting her finish her story. So, guys and ladies, listen, ask questions about the other person's story. Let them finish the story. Okay. So number 2, after you listen to their full story, don't cut them off. It's still not your turn. Still not your turn. Repeat it back. Rephrase it. Reframe it to your language, to your understanding of their story. To check if you are correct, or if you're on the ballpark. If your understanding of their story is correct to them. Okay. And number 3 is validate the part that's true. Saying, oh, wow, that must feel terrible. I understand that, So never gaslighting someone else's story. Their story is their story. It's real. It's serving a function to them. Let them share it, and you can receive it. It's not a threat to you. And if that's a threat to you, you need to go and do your own inner work. Get your house in order. Yeah. So when you decide that you want to do deep listening to resolve whatever conflict that you have in your relationship, be prepared to take psychological punches. Because when your partner is coming at you, you did this, because of you, I become like this. That's like psychological punches. But keep calm, yeah, and say, yeah, okay, I understand. You can feel bruised inside. Wow. The magic comes afterwards, and it's beautiful. I promise you. So there you go. That's my 3 tips.
Oh, they are great tips, actually. I love that. Very good. Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Now, Alison, it's your turn. Three-step solution for couples who want fulfillment.
I really like what you said when you said you have to get your house in order. And that is your own house in order. So because I work with energy, the first thing I want to say is actually flick the shit. And I literally mean flick the shit. I love doing that. And you know how we are energy, you might pick up on vibes. So you might pick up on negative vibes. You might pick up when things aren't right with your partner. It is important that you don't take it on as your own energy, because when you do take it on as your own energy, then you can start to feel anxious, you can start to feel stressed, or you might feel angry. So it's important, if you know that there's stuff happening with your partner and you can feel it, literally flick it away. And the other thing on that I want to say is don't sweat the small stuff. Sometimes we get a bit excited, say when the boys, they leave the toilet seat up and we make a mountain out of a molehill. So it's like in relationships, just pick your battles. Don't make everything a battle.
But I want to be right. I am the right one, am I?
Well, I think sometimes there's a bit of negotiation, but don't let it consume you, Ingrid. Don't let it consume you. Tip number 2 for me is raise your own vibrations. Allow yourself to be positive. Don't rely on your own partner for your happiness. Don't rely on your partner for your own happiness, because happiness does start at our home. So the best relationship is when 2 wholes come together. So to keep your vibration up, some good things is to actually be thankful. Give gratitude every day. Step out in nature. Go for a walk with your partner. What other things can they do? Listen to music, and I love listening to music. So listen to music that feels good. So if you're listening to your music, I'm often dance like no one's looking. That's exciting. It makes you feel good. So do more of that sort of stuff. Eating those nourishing foods that make you feel good. Get together in the kitchen if that works and prepare stuff together. But just make it fun. And I think having fun is the most important thing, actually, to a great relationship. And the last thing I want to say is about heart connecting. Now, we've all heard of that song, Listen to Your Heart. And that literally does mean listen to your heart. Because in our own heart is our own knowing and our own intuition. And it is very powerful. And often we're too much in our brains. Too much overthinking, the thoughts go round and around like a mouse wheel, and we just don't know what direction to take. So what I like to teach my clients is to actually hold their heart. So just hold their heart, and just by the action of holding their heart, you're actually feeling that warmth and that nurturing. So it's like you're nurturing yourself. And if you're having a stressful situation, step back, hold your heart, take in some nice deep breaths. The first thing that's going to do is actually help with stress relief. So you're going to be a bit calmer before you make any decisions. And often if we just hold our heart, take a few moments and just ask for wisdom, and that will just come to you. Usually that will just come to you and you'll be surprised. So that's a really cool thing to do, actually. So those are my 3 tips. Flick the shit, raise your vibrations, and of course, heart connect, so that you can listen to your true inner knowing.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. I know you have a bag full of them.
Oh, totally. I've got a big bag over here.
That's why I invite you to my podcast. All right, people, we come to the fun part of the podcast.
Absolutely.
True and false. Okay, so I got 2 statements from Alison. I dress up as a royalty for a day in public. Or number 2, I have been to Buckingham Palace. And I will say number one is true. Dress up as royalty for a day in public.
Guess what? You were right.
Yeah,
You are correct, Ingrid. Now, this is a bit of a funny story, and it
yeah.
happened quite a few years ago. I was still at Kinesiology College and also working in the clinic setting. And we all know that when we dress up, we feel good. And it was all connecting in with my worthiness. And so it was my homework from my session that I had to dress up. So I had a tiara, I had the high heels, I had the jewelry dripping, and then I had to do massages and that. It was so funny because I just looked looked like this posh princess and having to massage. And I spent the whole day walking around, but I had to do that to remind myself that I am precious. I had to be precious for a day. So it was all about, yeah, I am worthy. I'm worthy of being royal. And I've got to tell you, it felt good, apart from being silly for a while, but it felt good to feel good. Yes.
Awesome. So, did you try to look like Queen Elizabeth or something?
Oh, no, more Princess Di, I think.
I love Princess Di. Oh, she's so gorgeous.
Yes, she is. But it was a lot of fun, and I felt really silly because I had to walk around like that. But yeah, it was a good lesson actually that we are worthy of feeling treated like royalty. So,
Woohoo.
Ingrid, now I have two statements from you. Now, number one is Ingrid's husband forgot to pick up the car after work. And the second one is Ingrid's husband forgot to pick up the baby after work. Mm. I'm actually going to go for number two, Ingrid. Am I correct?
Actually, both statements are
Ah.
correct. Yes, this time. Normally, I just put one as the correct answer, but this one, both are actually
Oh,
correct.
just to trick
So,
me, Ingrid.
yeah. So one day, Andy and I were talking about the Andy forgot the car event. So, um, because previous to COVID, he used to work in the office. Now he works from my treatment room, actually, just over there. And he usually catch the bus to work, and then sometimes he would bring the car in if he's in a rush or having something, some sort of event that he needs to go to, and then yeah, it's just easier to get the car. So because it's rather unusual for him to get the car, he parked it on the parking building next to work, and then he just came home uh, on the bus, and then oh, where's the car? So he reminded me that he forgot to take Pity, our youngest one, out of childcare twice.
Oh, no.
Oh, once he had to get off the bus a block away from work and then come back, because childcare is just underneath his office, just in time before they close. Oh, whew. And then second time around, one day he went home and I asked, "Where are you?" And then he has this blank and horror look on his face. And then he raced back and he should count his lucky stars because all of the childcare staff stayed back for childcare staff meeting until 7:30 p.m. Oh my
Oh, no.
God, husband. Oh, one of my funny thing, one of my fears of having kids is I'm afraid that my husband would lose them in the supermarket.
Oh,
Right?
dear.
When this time, when all this happened, he had not, you know, actually lost the kids in the supermarket. He just forgot that the little one was in the house.
Oh, my goodness.
Talking about being present, man. Like, please raise your awareness. Be present. Ah, right, Alison. Last question. What do you
Oh,
do to relax or to add raunchiness into your relationship?
well, I think the answer to this one is a bit of both because I believe in my relationship to help with my relaxation and to add the raunchiness is to have one interest that does not include the other partner so that you're not with each other all the time.
Yeah,
You guys don't get bored together and you have an outside interest. So, just to give an example, I'm into crystals. My other
yep.
half is not into crystals and does not understand. And he doesn't know why I just don't pick up rocks off the driveway because aren't crystals rocks? But so he doesn't share my love. So that's what I do in my spare time. I like to have a look at them and play with them. So, and he does his own thing too. And I think that's very important to have this nice, fulfilling relationship so that we can come back
Yeah,
together and we're happy.
very good. As
Hmm,
I often say to my couples, momentarily pause from each other is actually healthy.
absolutely. And I do
Yeah.
like that a momentary pause. That's good. Hmm.
Mm.
And how
Even
about you, Ingrid? Do you have any tips for that, for
we,
relaxation or raunchy relationships? What do you
yes,
do in your relationship? Oh,
we actually like to do check-ins, regular check-ins. So we
I
ask
like that.
questions. Yeah, we take turns and ask questions about various things. So same question, but the rule is not to shame the other person,
Yep,
not to cut off the other person. So giving them space to speak their story or their struggle, and just like the tips that I gave earlier, it's about listening. This is sharpening the tool. All right.
absolutely.
Yeah, sharpening the tool, but in specific in listening. So we
Yes.
practice that, and that is proven to be healthy for our relationship.
Oh, that's lovely, Ingrid. I do like that. Hmm.
Yeah. Wonderful, beautiful people. Thank you so much for listening or watching our collaboration together. I'm sure next week we have another podcast episode with more beautiful and awesome guest speaker with that will share their expertise and also fun stories. We always love having fun. And Alison, if people want to know more about kinesiology or having sessions with you potentially, how can they connect with you?
Look, Ingrid, the best way is actually to go onto my website, which is alisondunlopkinesiology.com.au, and Ingrid's going to share that link with this podcast. And I've got some special offers just for the people who are listening into this podcast and Ingrid's clients. So if you go onto my website and you subscribe to receive 5 stress relief techniques, and that's absolutely free. As well, if you book a 15-minute call with me, and you can do that from my booking page on my website, not
Mm-hmm.
only do you get 15-minute chat with me, and that's absolutely free, you also get a bonus 3-card oracle card reading. Now, it's normally a 1-card reading, but for you, Ingrid, and your lovely listeners, I'm very much happy to offer that. And all they have to do is write something in the notes with that booking about Ingrid's podcast. And I would love to connect with you
Oh,
people and explain to you more and help you out, fulfill yourselves, and have an ultimately fulfilling relationship as well, Ingrid.
offer. Thank you very much, Alison.
And also, Ingrid, how can people get in contact with you if they need a little bit of help or if they are interested in retreat or having a session with you?
Definitely. So if you have any more questions about relationship or to see whether potentially we can work together as client and coach, you can go to my website. You can request a free chat with me, so half an hour chat for your tribe, definitely free. And then so I can listen to their issues and to see whether we are a good match to work with each other or not. Yeah, and find out more about my retreat and all of my other fun adventures.
You have got so much going on, Ingrid. It's just
I
wonderful.
know. Well, I'm on purpose. I'm here to help others. So
Yeah,
there you go. Yes.
there we go.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, people. Have a lovely day. Lots of love and keep well. Bye, Alison. Thank you so much
Bye.
for coming. Highly
Thank
appreciate that.
you very much.